Hi guys! So today is going to be a sketch a day video about something I'm super duper excited about, and it is about a movie that just recently came out on DVD here in America. So if you get your hands on it, I would get it, because have you ever experienced a movie that was so good it felt like your face was just about to melt off? It was just so shockingly amazing. You were just in awe and your jaw was dropped like it was melting to the floor. It was that good. And it's going to be about the Lone Ranger, as you could tell from the title of this video. And a lot of people, there's controversy on this and a little bit of spoilers. It's going to be included in this, a little bit of spoilers about the movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, maybe you do want to see it and don't want to watch this video just yet, but maybe sit around and just watch it anyways, because it is going to talk about the highlight points of the movie and what I liked about it. If we don't have the same movie taste, it's like when we're best friends, it's like, girl, why don't we have the same movie taste? But I would understand. Let's get on with the video and the controversy behind it. So I want to include the Lone Ranger in my journal sketch a day book because I saw it Christmas night, got the DVD. Oh my gosh, it had like defects in the DVD and it paused and froze, and I was sitting there 3 times trying to shove it back in my DVD player, like washing it, rubbing it, blowing on the DVD player, just please work for me. It was not working at one point, and it finally worked. I got to see the whole movie. It was so good. That's how much I love this movie. At the very good parts of it, it was like freezing on me, and I'm like, no, this can't happen. It has to work. Let me do some CPR on this DVD little plastic disc thing. It'll work. And if you don't know who the Lone Ranger is, it is like this old western tale of a guy who was the Lone Rangers of Texas, and he had a brother who had a wife and was married, and the Lone Ranger himself was falling for his brother's sister, and he was the original ranger, head of them all, and he was more of a lawyer guy. And I'm giving away too much a little bit, but he runs into this Indian man. In the opening scene of the movie, oh my gosh, it's so perfect. If you've seen like those Night at the Museum movies with Ben Stiller's, they weren't as good as this one, just to be honest, but it opens up with that museum type. It was like a carnival circus show of like the Indian from the Lone Ranger, the brave man, and he was Johnny Depp, of course, was in this most amazing, spectacular special effect outfit, makeup work job where he looked like a real old Indian man. And it was like in this setting of like a little space, like, you know, when you go to the museum and you see like each one has a little fake backdrop of where they're at. That's what this Lone Ranger had, and a lot of people, this movie was controversial because the Lone Ranger, Johnny Depp's character, had white makeup with like these black lines and this dead bird on his head, and a lot of people didn't think that depicted the original Tonto of the Indian that he played. And it is a lot of controversy because it was depicted on, they are saying, the white man's version of what Tonto was. But if you go back to the beginning where the little boy is dressed like a cowboy going into this museum carnival setting with him in the awesome special effect makeup job that I'm talking about, he doesn't have the white makeup and he's older and he's telling this boy this tale of the life that he lived. And so, back to Johnny Depp with the white makeup. Yes, he has it on in this movie the whole time, but the comedy is so good when he interacts with this guy who's like the new Lone Ranger after his brother dies, and he's like the chosen one kind of, and Tonto is like leading him on this trail, and they meet in the beginning, and it is so funny, the comedy parts where the bird seed, if you see the movie you'll know what I'm talking about. But then there was other comedy parts, or I'm going to be honest, that I did not like. I did not like those rabbits that were like vicious and carnivorous and were too animated for my taste for this movie. But the movie overall, a lot of action, great fight scenes. The special effects in this movie was amazing, with the train crashes and the historical settings of what was going on in America at that time, and just the history of everything. Oh my gosh, the burlesque thing. I don't know why this popped into my mind, but I thought this was a Tim Burton movie at first because, of course, Johnny Depp and Tim Burton, it goes together like cookies and milk. But I thought so too because Helena Bonham Carter was in here and her character was so good. She was playing this head of like a burlesque type thing, and she had this fake wooden leg with all these amazing fake tattoos on it, and it turned into a gun and shot people. It was like something from Grindhouse that I never expected, and just her clothing and everything with Helena Bonham Carter's face and just all of it was so good. And her character in here was amazing. And at first, I didn't think that they picked the right guy to be the Lone Ranger. But then at the end, you fall in love with him and his whole entire character and being. So that's why I'm drawing him and Tonto, Johnny Depp's with the white makeup. And I'm going to do a little part of him as an older man without the white makeup, because I know that was very controversial. But I really enjoyed making this. I spent so much time on this, probably longer than I should have, and I was listening to so many of the Disney soundtracks. I've been obsessed with old Disney soundtracks, like from Alice in Wonderland, the original one, from the cartoon, and like Lady and the Tramp. It was just so nostalgic. But this was just so much fun to make and talk about after I watched the movie. I don't know why. So, I hope you guys liked the sketch today as much as I liked making it and talking about it to you and just sitting here rant and ramble. What I'd like to know today is, what is one movie that you've been liking lately? Maybe it's something that you like and not a lot of people you know like. I don't know why. I know there's a lot of controversy on this movie, but I loved it. Maybe we don't like the same movies, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Love you all. Bye. Then I'm going to take a matte purple eyeshadow, something along the lines of Willy Wonka purple, maybe a little lighter, and apply that on my under eyes. And above where I did that blue before, on my cheeks, and a little bit on my nose. And then taking a matte black eyeshadow color with a pencil brush, and applying that closer to my lash line on my eyelids and on the bottom lash line as well. Then I'm going to apply it on my nose. It kind of looks like I'm doing a dead deer look, but it's gonna be crazier than that, I hope.